Boys, what a crazy fight night we had last night in Seattle. Probably
Unbelievable.
the best
Yeah,
card
dude.
of the year, huh?
Pretty good.
Weird, very weird, but the best card of the year so far.
Best card of the year.
Yeah, it was a pretty odd card. It was pretty weird, but it was amazing though. It was good. I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
We'll say best main card of the year. I don't know about full card. We had some weird stuff going on tonight. Yeah, I can't wait to get into it. Let's get into it, boys.
Well, first, let me get into fight news. We have a main event, June 20th, Kyoji Horiguchi versus Manel Kape, a fight that a lot of us have been wanting to see. Number one contender fight after Tetsuro Taira takes on Joshua Van at the UFC 327 card next week. But, not next week, 2 weeks from now. And then we also got Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov at UFC 328, and I'm excited to see Joel Alvarez back in the cage.
Go. Banger. Love Joel Alvarez. Top 10 favorite fighter of mine. Love him.
Let's get into the card from last night. First fight of the night, we had Alexia Thainara versus Bruna Brazil. All three judges gave it 30-27 to Alexia Thainara. What was your thoughts here, Connor?
Yeah, went exactly about as I expected. I mean, Tynara, like 700 betting favorite. So, I mean, we knew she was going to go in there, just try to take Brazil down and just control her on the ground and try to get the submission. First round, I think it had three takedowns right away in the first round. It was just her world out there. Brazil couldn't do anything. But that kick that Brazil landed there in round 3, dude. That
Right at the end.
that
Yeah,
close. That close to putting out Tynara, but still not enough.
Yeah, she was a little bit off from the chin, hit the throat a little bit, but if that was flush, I think Thainara would have been out because she definitely rocked her with that kick.
Oh yeah.
Mason, what was your thought on that fight?
Yeah, I mean, Connor kind of said it all. Tynora just kind of had her way with Brazil in that fight. But yeah, that head kick at the end, man. I mean, it kind of stunned her. And Brazil stunned her, too, in the first round. She hit her with a nice little elbow, and then Tynara kind of, stumbled back a little bit. And I thought that Brazil was going to kind of get the upper hand after that, but Tynara kind of just ran away with it. But, yeah, that was a good win for Tynara.
Yeah, finally got her get-back win. Her only loss in her career was the Bruna Brazil, and she was able to get that back last night. And then our second fight of the night, this is where it started to get weird. We had a majority draw, 29-28 and 28-28 on two judges' scorecards. The Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yan's fight. One of them gave it to Ricky Simone. What was your thoughts here, Connor? Like, what did you score it, and how did you think of the fight?
Yeah, I mean, they scored a knockdown for, or never mind, I'm reading that wrong. Yeah, the first round, I thought Ricky Simone took it. Yanez landed some big shots there at the end of the first round. Might have stole it, but we saw that on all three cards that Simone got the first round. And then somehow Yanez got a 10-8 round for that third and final round. I don't know how that was a 10-8 round. I know he got the knockdown and he was really close to finishing it. It should have been a finish.
Yeah.
That was bad. That was some bad reffing right there. I personally had it 29-28, Ricky Simone. Man, that's a tough one to score. This is a fight where I would have hated to be a judge. That's a tough one to score.
Mason?
Yeah, I thought this was low-key kind of a good fight. It was kind of a banger. I did have Yanez winning though. Simone definitely did win that first round. And at the end, I mean, I don't know. I saw the ref push off Simone before the Bud Light clock went off, but that might just be me. But I mean, yeah, it was a good fight. I definitely had 29-28 Yanez. But man, Yanez looked really good. He's really good at boxing, and yeah.
After a year and a half layoff, Adrian Yanez proved that he's back and he's going to be a problem for at bantamweight. I had it going into the third round. I had it 2-0 Ricky Simone, but it was really close. It could have been 1-1. I did not think it was a 10-8 round for Adrian Jans. He definitely did get the third round. So I think one of these guys just deserved to get a win. It shouldn't have been a draw.
Yeah.
But like Connor said, and Mason, Jans, I thought he had the finish before the fight ended. They were going at it the last 10 seconds, and I thought he dropped him, had him finish with like 3 seconds to go, and
Ricky dropped it 4 seconds, and he
had a
was
hard time getting up too. Like once the fight ended, like Jans was holding him up when they were talking to each other. It
I'm
seemed.
surprised I didn't review it that much after the fight too, because
I mean,
I swore on everything. The ref pushed off Yanez before the clock, but I don't know. I think it was a finish, anyways. I think that Simone was out.
yeah.
And then the next fight, we had Navajo Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Navajo Sterling gets his first UFC finish, round 2 KO. Connor, what's your thoughts here?
Dude, he looks. He's getting, like I said on the pod last week, just getting better and better every fight. I mean, only 4 professional fights when he came into the UFC. I mean, just a kickboxer, and his grappling was really, really on point in this fight. I mean, that's all Bruno Lopez was trying to do. I mean, 4 takedown attempts in the first round. He was scrambling in that second round as well. Like all he could try to do was try to get a take, and Sterling was just pouring it on him, dude. Sterling is a problem, and I'm a fan. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for him.
Yeah, we need some up and comers there at light heavyweight.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
Mason, what was your thoughts on that fight?
Yeah, Sterling, man, he looked really good. I think at the end of the fight, I think they should have stopped the fight because Bruno was just getting pummeled.
I agree.
Getting absolutely pummeled, and I mean, I guess he was like still kind of in it, but I don't know. He was just taking too much damage. It was kind of hard to watch.
Yeah, that fight could have been stopped at least 30 seconds before. At least 30 seconds before they ended up actually stopping it. Navajo was raining down strikes on Bruno. Bruno was fighting back, but he wasn't all there.
Yeah, for a second I thought Sterling was gonna get a choke. I was like, oh, Bruno can choke. Here we go, get it, and then he just and then just kept. I don't know. That was bad. That was bad. That was like 60 unanswered shots.
Yep.
And oh boy.
Yeah, but not 9-0 now. I mean, Sterling's looking. I mean, he's been like you said, Connor. He's just been getting better and better, and hopefully we see him get a big step up in his next fight.
Yeah.
All right, and then our next fight of the night, Casey O'Neill versus Gabby Fernandez. Casey O'Neill, a big comeback. She's been off for a year and a half. Gets the round 1 KO. What's your thoughts here, Connor?
Just a absolute clinic by Casey O'Neill. I mean, getting it done in 3 minutes. Just looked incredible on the feet. She did take a few. Fernandez did land a few nice shots, so we'll say for her credit. But Casey O'Neill was just way too much, and oh my god, just seeing Fernandez's face when she hit the cage and went down, that was terrifying.
Eyes were lit up when she was throwing the strikes.
And her mouthpiece started coming out too, and it was gross, but it was awesome. But it was gross.
Mason, what was your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, that was a huge comeback for O'Neill, and that was an amazing knockout. And like you said, dude, that her eyes were crossed, and she just looked dazed and confused, and up against the cage too. But man, that was a really good knockout. Yeah, that was a good win for Casey O'Neill.
Yeah, big finish win coming back off the year and a half layoff, like I said. And King Casey's going to be a problem at that weight class, I think.
Yeah, number 12, taking 14, so she's someone in the top 10 in her next fight.
I was just going to say, hopefully she gets a top 10 fight the next time out, and I think she can get back in there soon. She wants to get back in there soon, it seems like.
Yeah, definitely. I'm all for it.
And then the next fight of the night, this is where it got super weird. Tyrell Fortune versus Marcin Tybura. The judges scored at 30-27, 29-28, 29-28 for Tybura first. Bruce read wrong, and they had to pull Fortune back into the cage, reread the scorecards, and it was actually 30-27, 29-28, 29-28 for Fortune. Super weird. Never seen before. Like, I've never seen anything like this in a UFC fight before. What were your
Tyron
thoughts here,
Woodley.
Connor?
Oh, Mason, you got something?
What'd you say, Mason?
The Tyron Woodley fight, the championship fight, I think it was against Wonder Boy. After Joe Rogan was interviewing him, and then they called back, and then it was a draw.
Okay,
So
yeah,
kind
you're right.
of similar, kind of similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really
Yeah, I've
beautiful.
just never seen them change winners though. Change
Yeah,
winners during the fight. They had
yeah, that was
already
so
all the
weird.
sportsbooks had already paid out Marcin Tybura as the winner, and Tyrell Fortune was actually the winner. It was Connor. I want you to get into this fight.
I mean, as you know, Marcin Tybura was our pick for the 3-punch parlay on the Big Jive MMA show this week, and we were the first leg on the parlay. They had Macy Barber and Izzy, so none of us did good. But I don't know. I thought Tabora got this fight done, man. Round one clearly went to Tyrell Fortune. He had that crazy, insane takedown right away. I thought he was going to get that TKO
Yeah,
finish.
Yeah, fast.
That was nasty, nasty work. And he kind of gassed out a little bit after that. And then Tabora was kind of picking it up there in round two. And I thought, and then round three, Tabora looked great. It was definitely his best round of the fight. I mean, 51 of 73 on his total strikes in round three, and 20 of 38 on significant strikes compared to Fortune, 8 of 18 significant strikes in the third round. So, I mean, I don't know. I thought Tabora did enough, but I guess not, man. But great debut from Tyrell Fortune. And, he's going to be ranked in the top 10 now in the
Yeah,
heavyweight division, which needs prospects. So I'm a little excited for Tyrell Fortune, man. We got a nice little prospect here.
yeah. 35 years old. He's got a few more years into him, but yeah, a big debut for Tyrell Fortune. I thought that it was the right scorecards once I read it right, but man, I really was hoping that Tybura was going to get the win. That was my golden goose, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mason, what was your thoughts on this fight?
yeah. I think Tybora won this fight too. But that man, Tyrell Fortune, that first round when he took down Tybora, that was a nice takedown. And me and Noah just both looked at each other like, yeah, I think he's gonna get a finish. And then he didn't finish him, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like Tybora had a little bit more volume. He had more strikes. But I mean, congrats to Tyrell Fortune for now having a number next to his name.
Yeah, right. Very impressive.
And then our next fight of the night, we had Lance Gibson Jr. versus Chase Hooper, and Lance Gibson Jr. got his first UFC win and a nice KO against Chase Hooper, a UFC vet now. Connor, what were your thoughts here? And I'm amazed.
Dude, I'm just remembering this. Like, it was so nasty. Like, knocked him down, and then, like, those kicks, bro. Just freaking, like, he's kicking a field goal. Lance Gibson just kicked he kicked Chase Hooper's chin 50 yards to the uprights, and it was insane. Then just Chase Hooper just couldn't do anything. I mean, wow, Lance Gibson, man. And then split decision with Bobby Green and gets huge win over Chase Hooper. He's going to get a huge fight in his next fight. I'm excited for Lance Gibson, man. He looked good.
And
Mason, what was your thoughts on this one?
hopefully a quick turnaround too. I mean, round one KO, and dang, that knee was kind of crazy. I mean, it reminded me of Nakamura's knee a little bit, the way he hit it. But man, that was a quick knockout, and against Chase Hooper too, the professional gooner. I mean, yeah, good win for Lance Gibson, and hopefully, like you said, hopefully he gets um a big step up.
Yeah, I was really hoping Chase could pull it out. He's part of the 3PC community, but he just struggles with his striking a bit. He needs to work on it. We know how good his ground game is, but we've seen that his stand up is his weakness in his last two fights, getting KO'd in the round one. Hopefully, we see him bounce back strong his next fight. But Lance Gibson Jr., like they Connor and Mason both said, split decision with Bobby Green last fight on short notice, and a big
Yeah.
round one KO over Chase Hooper. he's a guy to watch out for. And I'm pretty sure I said last week on the pod that if Lance Gibson was going to get it done, it was going to be done early. He's a fast starter. He gets a lot of his finishes round one.
Yeah, that was his 7th first-round finish now. And
Yeah.
10th pro win.
And then our next fight of the night, we had Tofik Musayev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. The judges had it 29-28, 29-27, and 30-27 for Tofik Musayev. What was your thoughts here, Connor? A bloodbath.
Yeah, fight of the night. Both guys getting the 100K. Ignacio, great round one for Ignacio. It was striker's delight for that first 4.5 minutes of it. It was great back and forth. And then Tofik showed us a new something to his game. He just decided to do a takedown, and he took Ignacio down, landed some nice ground and pound there at the end of the round. And then in round 2 is when that bloodbath began. And Ignacio rocks him early in the round and tries to go for the takedown. We see that blatant fence grab, and it literally changed the shape of the cage. That's how hard he pulled the cage. He changed the shape so hard, and he wasn't able to get the takedown. And then he's able to land on top and just lands that nice fucking elbow on Ignacio's hairline and just. And then just takes over the fight from there. That was just unreal. There should have been something done about that.
Mason, what was your thoughts here?
Yeah, that was a complete bloodbath. I mean, Bahamondes, that was a grueling cut. That cut was disgusting. I that blood was, you guys all saw it. But I mean, yeah, Musayev had really good control time, which I was a little surprised with because I mean, Bahamondes is good with the subs and everything. And I don't know. I think Musayev fought a little bit dirty with the headbutt and that blatant fence grab, like Connor said, changed the shape of the cage. But I mean, he did get it done. I mean, he was controlling Bahamondes for almost 8 minutes. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that fence grab was it changed the whole dynamic of the fight. Like if Ignacio was to get the takedown there, we probably see a whole different fight. Ignacio maybe controls the round. We thought before the fight had started, we had said that Ignacio by sub was definitely a good play against Musayev, who's been sub 4 times. But Musayev gets on top of Ignacio, bosses him open. Probably the most blood I've seen in a fight in a very long time. Surprised they almost didn't stop that one, but pretty dominant from there. Controlled on top. Had some nasty ground and pound. One judge even gave him the 10-8 round there. But I'm excited to see what both of these guys get matched up with their next fight, because Ignacio was a ranked fighter at one point, so Tofik's gonna get a big fight.
Yeah, definitely.
And then getting into our main card, first fight on the main card, we had Terrence T-Rex McKinney versus Kyle Nelson, and T-Rex, man, gets it done 24 seconds. Connor.
I mean, is he made of concrete? Dude lands 2 punches and Kyle Nelson's retreating. And I don't think that kick even landed on Kyle Nelson. That's is Terrence McKinney made of concrete? That kick did not land cleanly, at least.
Yeah, it went through his guard.
Yeah, you know how strong your leg has to be to wobble someone, and then he just falls down. And I don't think any of those hammer fists on the ground that he hit landed. None of them were landed. He was actually blocking all of them. But Kyle Nelson's not defending himself anymore, so you have to stop the fight. But is Terrence McKinney made of concrete? I genuinely want to know. That was insane. He is unbelievable to watch. and I love him. I love him so much.
Is he the most exciting fighter in the UFC? Like his fights are so fast, and you always know something's gonna happen.
How good is Chris Duncan?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I mean, honestly, there's not even that much to say. McKinney that was just amazing. I mean, he got it done so fast. 24 seconds is all he needed. He told DC before the fight that he was going to get it done with like a minute remaining and did it in 24 seconds. So, huge, great win. And what an amazing way to open up the main card of UFC Seattle.
That was,
Yeah. The crazy thing is Terrence McKinney still has never got a performance bonus. How? I mean, last night was a crazy card. We knew that it was going to be tough to give out the bonuses, but how does Terrence McKinney still not have a performance bonus yet?
it's man, he's just on stacked cards all the time. He's an exciting player, so they're always putting him on the good cards. It makes sense now. I understand. I can see it. I can see now.
Hopefully, we see him back in there soon. I would. I mean, he looked good in that Chris Duncan fight at the start, and Chris Duncan's getting the number 10 guy. I mean, Terrence should be getting someone right there, right at the cups of the
Yeah,
rankings. Him versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Make that happen, maybe.
yeah.
Or him versus Tofik Masayev.
I would love to see Terrence McKinney versus Manuel Torres. Round
Okay,
one
yeah,
in
that's a
Michigan.
good one.
How
Round
about
one
this? How about this?
finish.
If this guy that I'm about to say didn't have a fight, Terrence McKinney versus Kellen Salkill.
That'd
Salkill,
be
Salkill's already booked with Dariush,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. That's what
yeah.
he said. If he wasn't booked, that would be a good one. But
I didn't hear that part. Sorry.
all right, and then our next fight of the night, we had Yorzri Belagori versus Mansour Abdul Malik, and Yorzy got the round 3 KO. What was your thoughts here, Connor?
He was again. I debated my golden gooses. I debated between him and Jelena Rosa, and Jelena Rosa won me over because I love me some Juicy J. And you three just put on a clinic, an absolute clinic, and I kind of expected this because Abdul Malik's fought nothing but scrubs. He's just like a big heavy hitter. That's his only trick, and he can wrestle. But I've Yusri just fought a wrestler, and he looked really good against Azamat, who's a really good wrestler. So I knew the wrestling wasn't going to be a problem for Yusri. And yeah, Abdul Malik could not find the range at all and just could not deal with that size that Yusri had.
Oh my goodness.
6'6" at 185 is ridiculous. And I fear for any man that gets matched up with him in the future.
Yeah, Mason, what was your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just complete dominant performance. I mean, that guy is literally he's a tower. He is a literal tower. What an amazing performance! He was just piecing up Abdul Malik the whole time, and he almost had that knockout in round 2, and then he eventually did get it done in round 3. Yeah.
He could have ended that fight a lot sooner if he really wanted to.
I'll give Mansour Abdul Malik some credit. He was standing up with was taking a lot of those shots, man. A lot of guys would not be able to take some of the shots that Yusri was throwing.
But as the great Josiah Harrell said, getting hit and staying there doesn't do nothing for you. That does absolutely nothing for you. Just getting, who cares?
Yusri is a problem, man. He's he's glory kickboxer. Has beaten Alex Pereira before. Huge for 185. I mean, it kind of gives me Alex Pereira vibes. Comes in a little bit later in his career.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see what they have next for him. Booked next for him.
Dana White Contender Series and both of his UFC fights all round 3 knockouts. So, oh boy.
Alrighty, and then our next fight of the night, we had Larian Douglas versus Julian Erosa, and Larian Douglas got the round 1 KO. Connor, thoughts here?
I mean, you kind of expected it. I did say I kind of expected. I said I'm riding with Juicy J no matter what. That's his 7th loss in the UFC now by knockout, 8th of his career. I mean, Larian Douglas on a 6-fight KO streak now. I mean, he was a 3-1 favorite. Gets it done in 3 minutes and 33 seconds, ironically. And then, 2 knockdowns. Just looked everything he was hitting Julian with. Julian just was falling down. It was pretty bad. And those calf kicks, dude. Oh gosh, I was getting flashbacks to that Harry Hardwick fight.
Mason, what was your thoughts on
Yeah,
this one?
I mean, I had Douglas, and he did not disappoint. Man, those jabs nearing like the finish, he was just. It was like he was just sticking them with them, and then he eventually got the knockout. I mean, not too much to say, but man, Douglas he's a problem. He's got some power.
Yeah, I love his patience in there. He wasn't rushing him as soon as he knew that Arosa was hurt multiple times. He was just being patient, kept on every single shot that he hit him with. It hurt Arosa. I mean, like Connor said, that first leg kick, I knew I was like, oh man, this may be a short fight. He's got some power. Every single shot he threw was with intent to put Arosa out for the night. And yeah, he's a great prospect. He's got 6 KOs in a row. I really excited to see what holds into his future.
And the patience he had too, because he could have, after any knockdown, any new guy would have just jumped right on top, hammer fisting away, and he was smart enough not to do that. He knew Julian Erosa
Yeah,
had a great submission threat in there, and he just, he waited, man, and he did his thing. It was great. And Steve Garcia also said that he used to train with Larry and Douglas and grapple and strike with him. And Steve Garcia said that he's the real deal. So for someone like Steve
yeah,
Garcia to say that, this guy's the real deal.
yeah. Getting respect from top guys at the.
Yeah.
And then our next fight, a fairy tale ending to Michael Chiesa's career. He gets a round one sub over Nico Price. What was your guys' thoughts here?
Just beautiful, man. Fairy tale ending to, great career. Couldn't have scripted it any better way. Uh yeah, shout out Nico Price, my former Golden Goose, man. Great career as well.
Yeah,
Mason?
I mean, Chiesa, what an amazing finish to honestly, I'd say historic career. I mean, 20-7, like that was just crazy. I mean, he didn't even land a single strike. Took him down, got the sub, and yeah, I mean, congrats to both of them on their careers, and hopefully they both have good futures after the UFC.
Yeah, I always knew it was Michael Chiesa by rear naked choke. I think that puts him second all time on the UFC rear naked choke list. But yeah, what a wonderful career. Well, a Verge top 10 guy most of his career. And Nico Price too, man. Warrior. Great career.
Yeah.
Let's get into our next fight, which wow. Alexa Grasso. Man, vintage Alexa Grasso last night. First Macy Barber, round 1 KO. Probably the most violent finish I've ever seen in women's MMA history. Connor, your thoughts?
The definition of full violence. Sure, boxing was on point tonight. She looked great last night. She looked great. And yeah, just caught Macy real good. And I'm sure you've all seen the clip by now. And if you haven't, go watch it because it's worth a watch. And wow, yeah, just full violence. That's all I got. Just that was full violence.
Mason, anything on this
That
one?
that was honestly to me that was sickening to see. I was like kind of sick to my stomach. Like I kind of like walked away because that was scary, dude. Like she got knocked out, and then but Grasso jumped on that choke right away, dude. Like she jumped on that fast. And then Barber, dude, that was really scary, especially with what's happened before. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was kind of scared for her, but I'm really happy to see that she stepped up or got up, and apparently she's doing okay now, which is really good to see. But man, Grasso, vintage, and that's a big win for her.
Yeah, second time they fought in their career. First time 29-28 on all three judges for Alexa Grasso, but we didn't need judges last night. Round one finish. I mean, Alexa's boxing was on point. It kind of reminded me a little bit of that the Mighty Mouse the armbar that he hit. How fast he transitioned into it with
Yeah,
her
that
transition to the rear naked choke from that knockdown. It was in like
so
Mason
fast.
said. It was a blink of the eye.
Yeah,
And
you blink,
scary
you
scene
blink.
for Macy Barber. Looked like she was been doing all right now, but man, Alexa Grasso 2 losses in a row, and then comes in there. What should she have next?
I know you got to give Natalia Silva the title shot, and then you
Yes.
got to book Grasso versus Manon Farrow.
Yeah,
Yes. I was just
I
gonna
like
say the
it.
same exact thing.
Yeah, I
Hell
like
yeah,
it. I mean, Natalia Silva 30-27 Alexa Grasso, so it makes sense she gets the title shot.
yeah,
But yeah, give Grasso versus Manon Fiorot for that number one contender. Who gets it next?
I'd watch
But
exactly.
that fight too.
the main event of the evening, we had Joe Pyfer versus Israel Adesanya, and Joe Pyfer gets the round 2 TKO. Thoughts on this one, Connor?
Man, that was tough, dude. Tough to see Izzy get beat like that after having such a great round one. Uh, Defended the takedowns nice in round one, landed nice on the feet, got caught a few times on the feet in round one, and yeah, that was just tough to watch, man. That was tough. That's tough to see because like you just knew it was coming, like it wasn't like a clean knockout. It was just like, oh my god, the ref's about to step in right now and stop this fight. You knew it was kind of like it was
Yeah,
tough. It was really tough.
Mason.
All I gotta say is I've been calling Joe Pyfer by round 2 knockout for a while now, and I was right. Uh, but man, I mean, they were trading. They were throwing some good punches. Izzy was showing that. I mean, he had a chin. Like he was just kind of standing there and just taking those 2 to 3 shots that Pyfer threw, and then I mean, Pyfer, uh, black belt in jiu-jitsu. His ground game's really good, and then eventually got the back mount or back flat, whatever it was, and then just started throwing those hooks, and then yeah, Pyfer got that dub. But I loved Izzy's speech after. I think it showed that like, even though he's kind of been down, he's lost a few fights, like he's not going anywhere. And also Joe Pyfer's speech too. That was very heartwarming too, like especially to see like where he was at. But yeah, great, huge, biggest win of Joe Pyfer's career, and hopefully he gets the right matchmaking for his next fight.
Yeah, it's so hard with these past few fights with Izzy because he doesn't look terrible. I mean, he looks good to start the fights. He's hanging in there with these guys. Even maybe he was even winning to start till the finishing blows there. But what a big win for Joe Pyfer. Like Mason said, he was in a dark place. You heard on the broadcast, and I mean, every single time Joe Pyfer goes in the octagon, I feel like he gets better and better. And, it's very impressive. I'm really excited to see what he has next because that dude's got so much power in his hands. It's good grappler. I mean, the sky's the limit for him.
He's got everything an MMA fighter needs.
Yeah, I
What do
mean, yeah,
you? I mean, he's going to be in the top 5 on tomorrow or Tuesday when they do the rankings. Who do
yep.
you put Joe Pyfer up against next?
Uh,
Mason,
I
Connor,
think I Noah mentioned last night. He said give him Fluffy, and I really like that. I think that I mean Fluffy coming off that loss against Sean, Pyfer's right there next to Fluffy. I think that's a really good fight to give Pyfer.
Connor,
Uh,
thoughts?
I mean, I'm a little controversial here. So I mean, we got RDR, Whitaker, and Paulo Costa all leaving the top 15. So really, right now, it's just a top 12. So I mean, Joe Pyfer getting to number 4. You just had Christian Leroy Duncan get up in the rankings. Gregory Rodriguez just had a big win, and he's already beaten Christian Leroy Duncan. But he has lost to Jared Cannonier, but he did look great in that fight up until round 4. And I don't know. I'd like to see Gregory Rodriguez get a crack at that top 5, that top 6. I'd like to see RoboCop versus Joe Pyfer.
Okay. I was looking at it a little bit, and I think that Kyle deserves to get somebody above him, and then Piper's probably gonna be above him now. And I feel like Kyle Barallo versus Joe Pyfer is a good prospect fight. Both of them coming off big wins, and you put them. I mean, that could be like right in line for one of the next two to get a title shot.
Yeah. He's right there, man. But I mean, Imavov knocked out Izzy, and he got passed up on the title shot. So I mean, we'll see what happens with Pyfer. So I don't know.
Yeah. Also, what you said, Connor, about RoboCop, I said that last night too. I was like, I'd like to see Pyfer and RoboCop fight because, I mean, obviously, RoboCop had a huge win at
A lot of power in that fight.
326. I think that would be an amazing fight. So I think either Fluffy or RoboCop. I think those.
Yeah,
Are...
and yeah.
I just don't know if they would give RoboCop that big of a jump in competition, but I mean it would be a super fun fight. I agree.
Yeah. Or I'd like to see RoboCop versus Fluffy. I think that could be a fun one as well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff they can do at middleweight right now.
They booked Brendan Allen against Edmund Shabazian, so that kind of threw everything really off there.
Yeah, that was such a weird matchup to make. I feel like that's it's a lose-lose for Brendan Allen. You win, your name doesn't go up really, and if you lose, your name goes way down.
Yeah.
And even if he wins, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
if he wins, he's gonna call for like a title shot probably when he shouldn't be doing that. But like, I don't know, dude. That's a tough one because, I mean, it's good. I mean, if Edmund Shabazian loses a close fight, he still could end up being ranked just because 3 people are leaving the rankings. So like, this fight really messes up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it just confirms DDP versus Imavov. I think that's really just what it confirms.
I don't know about that. DDP's been holding out. I feel like, and I don't see Imavov fighting anyone until he gets his title shot. I feel like.
Yeah, they probably just offered him the rematch with Brendan Allen, and he probably said no, which is reasonable, and that's probably why Brendan Allen just took this fight, just because he probably wanted to fight, make some money.
Brendan Allen was supposed to fight DDP, and Brendan Allen was really upset that he said he lost a lot of respect for DDP.
Gotcha.
But let's get into next week's card, and to start the fight card off, we have a women's bantamweight match between Dione Barbosa and Melissa Gatto. Connor, what's your thoughts on this one? Who do you got here?
Dione Barbosa, coming off her loss against Karine Silva, Chicago. Me and Noah saw her fight live. A lot of boos after that, the reading of that decision. And I think everyone in there thought Dione Barbosa had won, but I mean, great grappler, terrific grappler. All her career submissions are in round 1. 4 career submission wins, 4 career decision wins, 8-4 in her career, 2-2 in the UFC. I mean, Melissa Gatto, 3-2 in the UFC. All 3 of her wins by knockout. 2 losses by decision. Striker versus grappler matchup. You're gonna hear me say that a lot about this card. And I'm always gonna take the grapplers. Like 90% of the time, I'll take a grappler in these fights. And Dione Barbosa looks great when we saw her in person, and Karine Silva's top 10 flyweight right now. So, yeah, give me Dione Barbosa by a 30-27 unanimous decision.
Oh.
All right, Mason.
Yeah, Connor kind of put everything where it needs to be. Grappler versus striker. Melissa Gatto coming off a year layoff, and I feel like she fights once every year, and that's how it's been since 2021. But I mean, I don't know. I like Barbosa in this fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Melissa Gatto KO. But I'm gonna go with Barbosa. I think it'll be 30-27, like Connor said. The grappling's gonna be a huge benefit for her.
Yeah, like Mason said, Melissa Gatto coming off a year and a half layoff. Last fight was May of 2024. Won that one by with a body shot KO in round 3. 2-2 record, 3-2 in the UFC. One of those losses being to Tracy Cortez, so not a bad loss there. Dione Barbosa, the witch. Like Connor said, we saw her in Chicago. Probably should have got that decision versus Karine Silva. Everyone in the ring had thought it.
Yeah.
And that was a fight that she had already won earlier in her career in 2019 against Karine Silva. But like Connor said, she's 4 finishes by sub. The better grappler in this fight. It's going to be grappler versus striker. Gatto does have some power though. I feel like if she is able to stop the takedown, then it should be Gatto's fight. I think this is a close one, and I'm gonna go with Gatto because she's gonna win the fight on her feet, and I feel like she can stop some of the takedowns. So I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with Gatto by decision.
She also has some submissions. She did submit Kale Rosa
Yeah,
back
she
in
subbed Carol
2018.
Rosa 2018 in an AMI fight.
Yeah. So she does have some nice submissions, but we'll see. Striker versus
Yeah,
ground.
we'll see what the year layoff if she's improved her game
Yeah.
in that year and a half layoff.
Yeah. Almost 2-year layoff now.
Yeah. And then our next fight of the night, we have a men's middleweight matchup between Azamat Bakoev and Tresean Gore. Mason, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Trayshawn Gore 5-4. Ozma, like we said earlier, came up, lost to the
Yusri
tall
Belgori.
Bulgaro, or Bulgari, however you say his last name. But other than that, like Ozma was hot before that fight, and I think I like Ozma in this one. I just don't think Trayshawn Gore is that good, and I think we could see Trayshawn Gore leaving after this loss. I think Azamat's gonna win. Decision.
Mason or Connor, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, Bakayev, struggled with Yusri in his last. I mean, he's only 6 foot, and Yusri, like 6'6", just an absolute tower, like you said earlier. Just so I mean, he was getting just picked apart on the feet, trying to wrestle. Yeah, he's looked good in the UFC so far. I mean, he's beaten Zach Reese and Ryan Lauder. Two really good, two solid fighters, and but Tresean Gore, he's levels above Tresean Gore. I know they're both pretty good wrestlers. So, I mean, but Tresean Gore cannot strike, and he's shown that in every single fight. And but he is a Silly Gilly advocate, man. 2 wins by Silly Gilly. So shout out Tresean Gore for repping the brand. But I just yeah, got knocked down twice in his last fight. His striking is just not good, and I think Bakayev is gonna destroy him.
KO, sub, finish,
Yeah,
decision.
whatever he wants. Bakayev by whatever he wants.
Tresean Shore 5-4, 2-4 in the UFC. Was on the Ultimate Fighter season 29. He made the finals, but got injured. Was supposed to fight Brian Battle, and they rescheduled that fight for his UFC debut, and he lost against Brian Battle. Lost his last 2 fights. Blew weight by 4 pounds his last fight in August. KO'd twice in his career so far in the UFC. And Asmak Bakoyev had an 8-fight win streak. Lost to Yorzuri, but last fight. But like I said, we all said Yorzuri is a difficult problem. 20-4 in his career, 2-1 in the UFC. Former LFA champ with 2 title defenses in the LFA. And he mixes up his finishes well. He's got 16 finishes, 8 of them by sub, 8 by submission, and I think he gets the job done here. And I'm gonna go Asmat Bakoyev by KO.
Yeah.
The next fight of the night, we have a women's bantamweight matchup with Haley Cowan and Alice Pereira. Not Alex Pereira, but Alice Pereira. Thoughts here, Connor?
Yeah, the 20-year-old getting her second.
I'm older than her. It's crazy.
Wow, that's a little nuts. Yeah, 20 years old, second UFC fight, coming off a split decision loss back at UFC Noche in September to Rendon, or not Noche, the Lopez Silva card in Houston. And yeah, so I mean, she has a pretty suspicious record. There's one of her fights was flagged for record padding. She had an 11-second ground and pound
Mm-hmm.
TK, which is, how do you ground and pound somebody in 11 seconds? And then, and then she had another fight flagged for suspicious activities on it. She's never fought in the same promotion twice, so this would be her first time ever fighting in the same promotion twice. She 4 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission. Haley Cohen 0-2 in the UFC, 34 years old, a 14-year age gap, enormous. She's coming off a round 2 rear naked choke to Nora Cornell, which is a really good person to lose to. And but I mean, she's only her 3rd fight since April of 2023. So I mean, she fights once a year, literally. And I don't know, this one's a pick'em. I could see Haley Cohen getting the upset here, so I'm gonna take Haley Cohen in this one. I think she gets it done by decision.
Okay. Yeah, Haley Cohen, 0-2 in the UFC, but I feel like her losses are pretty good. She's lost her debut to Jamie Lynn North and sub by Nora Cornell. One Contender Series alum won her Contender Series fight by split decision. Uh, 4 finishes in her career, right down the middle. 2 wins by KO, 2 wins by sub. Alice Pereira, 20-year-old, coming off her first professional loss to Montse Rendon by split decision in September. I feel like it could be a real even fight. We don't know much about Alex Pereira. Haley Cohen hasn't looked great in the UFC, but had some tough fights to start her career. I feel like this is a split decision fight, but give me the fighter with the age gap, and I'm gonna go with Pereira by decision.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Noah. I think it's close fight. It's near even on for the odds. I mean, you guys kind of said it all. Cohen, 2 losses, but I like Pereira in this fight. She can get it done on the feet, but I think it will be a close fight. I think it's going to be a split decision for Alice Golden Girl Pereira.
Interesting.
Our next fight of the night, we have a men's lightweight matchup between Lando Venata and Darius Flowers. Mason, thoughts on this one?
Darius Flowers, and Venata, lightweight fight. 1 second. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second.
Connor, let's get into
This fight is the most apex card fight you could possibly have made. Lando Veneta, 12-7-2 in his pro career. Darius Flowers, 12-8-1 in his pro career. I mean, that is disgusting. And Lando Veneta, 4-7-2 in the UFC. Darius Flowers, 0-3 in the UFC. Neither guy has fought in a really long time. And Darius Flowers is he's fought some good fights in the UFC though. He's lost to Michael Johnson. Coming off a round 2 submission loss to Evan Elder. He won on the Dana White Contender Series by a slam injury. Slammed the guy right on his shoulder and got in and injured him. And I don't know. Darius Flowers, not that good. I'm gonna take Lando Veneta here. UFC vet, got some experience. Give me Lando Veneta.
All right.
Mason.
Now I'm ready. This is, I mean, when I first looked at this fight, the records really stood out. 12-7-2, like you said, 12-8-1. Venata has some, I think he has some, better losses. But Zellhuber in his last fight, which was Venata's last loss, did not look that great. But this fight is just so weird to like kind of predict, but I think I'm gonna lean towards Venata in this fight. I think it's gonna go to decision. Both Venata's last two wins have been by decision, and I think he's gonna get another one by decision.
Yeah. Yeah, both really long layoffs. Darius Flowers last fight July 2024. Lando Venata last fight April 2023. 3-year layoff. We haven't seen him in the octagon. Lost his last two to Daniel Zellhuber and Charles Jourdain. Zellhuber loss isn't looking great, but Jourdain's, man, he's a beast. I have this is his second time in his UFC career that he's taken over a 2.5-year layoff. And he, like Mason said, he has some good losses. King Grain, Mark Dykise, Drakkar Close, and even lost his UFC debut to Tony Ferguson in 2016. 9 finishes for Lando, 5 by sub, 2 in the UFC. Darius Flowers, 12-8-1, 0-3 in the UFC. Won his contender series because of an injury. I mean, we haven't seen anything really good from him. I mean, I'm gonna go with Venata as well by decision. This is a weird fight. Like, two guys that probably both shouldn't be on the roster.
Yeah, Venata's this is an empty the clip on the favorite here. He's like neg 225, neg 230 ish, that range. I mean, had a draw with Matt Frevola and King Green, 2 knockdowns on Matt Frevola, had a knockdown on King Green. Lando Venata should get it done pretty easily here.
Our next fight of the night, we have a men's flyweight matchup between Alessandro Costa and Stuart Nickel. Connor?
Yeah, another great Apex card or an Apex fight. You know, Costa 2-3 in the UFC. Stuart Nickel still looking for his first win in the UFC. Costa, Dana White Contender Series graduate. Didn't get the contract after that, but still made it into the UFC. So he still graduated in my book. And 14-5 in his career. 11 of those wins by finish. Three of those 5 losses are been by knockout, and he's coming off a round 3 knockout loss back in September versus Alden Correa. He has a round 2 KO over Kevin Borjas and a round 2 KO over Jimmy Flick. Not the greatest wins, but they're still pretty solid. We saw Kevin Borjas have a great fight against Imanol Rodriguez recently, so Alessandro Acosta is a great grappler. All he's going to want to do is pretty much just try to grapple here. And Stuart Nickel's a great grappler as well. So, I mean, this is a pretty good grappling matchup here. And Stuart Nickel just hasn't shown anything in the UFC though. 2 for 20 on takedowns in his last fight. Not the best. And I expect a lot of grappling in this fight.
Who do you have winning?
Costa by decision.
Okay. Mason?
Yeah, I'm with you on that too, Connor. I think it's kind of a grappler's delight here. Costa has 6 wins by sub, and Nickel has 3 by sub. I think it is going to be a grappler's delight. I would not be surprised if somebody does get subbed in this fight. I'm gonna lean more towards Costa if he does get the sub. But I think it's kind of gonna be a back and forth grappling fight. But I think I'm gonna lean towards Costa on this one by decision. But I might change that to a Costa sub.
Stuart Nickel, he was a pretty talked about prospect before he got to the UFC, 8-0, but since he got here, he has not shown really anything. 0-2 to start off his UFC career. Hasn't, like Connor said, 2 for 22 on takedowns, and that was it. Like, he's pretty much a grappler.
Yeah.
Alessandro Costa, 2-3 in the UFC, but I feel like all 3 of his losses are good losses. Amir Albazi, Steve Urseg, Alden Correa. 11 finishes in his career, 6 by sub. So 11 of 14 fights gets in a finish. I feel like he's gonna get another one here, and he's gonna sub Costa. I think he gets the job done. Maybe early too. And then going into our next fight, we have a men's featherweight matchup between Robert Ruchala and Jose Delano. Connor, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Delano, Dana White Contender Series graduate, 30-27 on all three judges' scorecards, 6-1 in LFA, 2 wins by knockout, 1 win by submission, 3 by decision. He was KO'd by Gabriel Santos back in 2023, so I mean January 2023, so not too long ago. And he does have a submission win over Jean Silva.
B.
But
John
not
Silva.
Silva though. not our boy, not the dog. But no, making his debut, 16-3 in his career, 4 wins by knockout, 5 by submission, 7 by decision. Taking on Robert Ruchala in his second UFC fight, after he lost a really close fight with William Gomez, 29-28 on 2 judges' scorecards. 8-1 in KSW. He was a champion in KSW. His last 3 wins are all knockouts. He has a round 5 knockout as well. And yeah, he's been 3 career wins by knockout, and his last 3 wins are all by knockout. Starting to find his hands as of late, and he's a pretty sizable underdog here. And I think he pulls up the upset here. I'm gonna take Robert Ruchala by knockout.
Okay. Mason.
I do have a question. Did we skip over the heavyweight fight?
No.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
We're going in.
Okay.
We're on an order.
Sorry, I was seeing something else. Yeah, like Connor said, Rashala coming off a loss. Jose Delano, USA debut. Tends to get it done. By 10. Sorry. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna. That's gonna be a close fight. Mm, I think it might be split. I don't think I'm gonna. I'm gonna go with the favorite here. I'm gonna go with the debutee Jose Delano.
Okay. Yeah, this is not a great card, but I am most excited for this fight. I think this is gonna be the fight of the night.
I can see it.
I feel like both guys are gonna come out there trying to prove to get a win early in their careers. Like Connor said, Jose Delano making his UFC debut, won his Contender Series fight on August of 2025 by unanimous decision. 6-1 in LFA before he got to the UFC, though. Pretty impressive. He's won 15 of his 15 of his last 16 fights. He's on a 4-fight win streak right now, and lost one in between there, and then was on an 11-fight win streak before that. 9 finishes in the career, 5 of them being subs, so kind of splits it up. Versus Robert Ruchala, who looked good against a tough opponent in William Domes, his first fight, 29-28, unanimous decision for Gomes. But yeah, KSW champ, won the belt twice in KSW, lost his first title event on a soccer kick, which we won't be seeing in the UFC. But I feel like it's gonna be a fun fight. It's gonna be I feel like this is gonna have a lot of action in it, and I'm gonna go with the UFC debutant, and I'm gonna go Delano by KO. Getting into our next matchup, we have a heavyweight matchup. Mason, this is the heavyweight matchup I think you were talking about. We have Thomas Peterson versus Guilherme Pat. Mason, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened here. It must. I put the fights in the. You know what? Never
Wrong
mind.
order.
Yeah. Pat, 6-0. He tends to get it done by KO. I mixed it up last time. Sorry, guys. And no, I'm sorry. I'm completely flustered now because just completely messed everything up. Anyways, and then Thomas Peterson. Sorry, last fought Vitor Petrino. got knocked out, but I like Pat in this fight. I think he might get it done by KO. Yeah, give me Kong Pat.
Connor, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Pat. Technically a second UFC fight. He was supposed to fight in the Contender Series. It got canceled, so they just booked him a fight in the UFC against another guy who was also making his UFC debut. And yeah, he was controlled for almost 8 minutes with no takedowns attempted on him. So I did not watch that fight, and I'm glad I didn't because that sounds awful. And yeah, so I mean, yeah, Thomas Peterson 2-3 in the UFC, 2 losses by knockout. Like Mason said, knocked out by Vitor Petrino. He also has a unanimous decision loss against Jamal Pogues. And if you've ever seen Jamal Pogues fight, I'm sorry for your eyes because yeah. And if you know anything about Jamal Pogues, you know that he's not a good fighter. And for him to beat Thomas Peterson is ludicrous. And yeah. But that 8 minutes of being controlled concerns me because Thomas Peterson was a college wrestler. So I don't know. I could see an upset here. I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas Peterson just hold him down for 15 minutes. But you know, Thomas Peterson also been knocked out by Waldo Cortez Acosta when he was in LFA. So I think Pat's gonna get his 5th career knockout and his 7th career win here. So I'm gonna take Pat by KO.
Yeah, I like the Pat by KO. He's got a 7-inch reach advantage on Thomas Peterson, and like we've seen in Peterson's career, he's been KO'd 3 times out of those 4 losses. Vitor Petrino, Shamil Gaziev, and Waldo Cortez Acosta. So kind of good losses, but doesn't really have great wins. His UFC wins are Mohammed Usman and Dontel Mays. Nothing crazy there. Won on Contender Series by round 2 sub by Keylock, which is interesting to me. So we know, I mean, if it gets to the ground, it could be a problem for Pat, but I feel like Pat's gonna get the job done early on the feet, and we won't even have to worry about the ground game. And give me Pat by KO.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
And then our next fight of the night, we have a men's featherweight matchup between Tommy Guns McMillan and Manolo Giacchini. Connor, thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Tommy McMillan 9-0 in his career. 8 of those 9 wins, all first round finishes. 3 knockouts, 5 submissions. Got a majority decision win on the Dana White Contender Series, and somehow still got a contract, 29-28 on 2 judges' scorecards. He did hit 3 silly gillies in a row in his career. Second guy on this card to hit multiple silly gillies in a row in pro fights, which is awesome. So maybe we can get some more silly gillies this Saturday. And yeah, 8 round 1 finishes in a row. Great striker, great grappler. I mean, Manolo Zucchini, 0-1 in the UFC. He got KO by Morgan Charriere in September of 2023, so he's been away for a really long time. This is his second 2.5-year layoff of his pro career, and the last time he had that layoff, he lost by unanimous decision. And then he had 2 knockout wins after that unanimous decision loss. So he is capable of bouncing back. And this is a great, I think this is a great bounce back fight. But the odds are a little juiced for McMillan, you know, being a teammate of Sean O'Malley and, you know, getting a really crazy win on the Contender Series. But I think this fight has some potential for an upset. I think I'm going to take Manolo Zucchini by decision here.
Okay, interesting. Taking the big underdog. I think the biggest underdog on the card.
I think he gets it done by decision. These Apex cards, man, they always have these crazy underdogs, and I think Zucchini gets it done here by decision.
Mason, what's your thoughts on this one?
That's a crazy pick, Connor. That's huge
Bold
underdog.
strategy, Cotton.
But yeah, Tommy Gunn McMillan, talk about a submission machine. Like Connor said, 5 wins by sub, and I'm not really liking this layoff that Zucchini has, especially throughout his career. And I think once we see this fight get to the ground, which I think Tommy McMillan's going to want to take this to the ground, I think that I think Tommy McMillan's going to dominate on the ground. Wouldn't be surprised to see him get a sub, and I think Tommy McMillan's going to get done by decision.
Okay. Yeah, Tommy McMillan, UFC debut after a majority decision in September on Contender Series. A fight where I thought for sure he was gonna get put out and subbed, or he was he was deep in the guillotine and
Yeah,
somehow miraculously got out of it.
that was
And
crazy.
as soon as he got that out of it, it was all Tommy McMillan the rest of the fight, pretty much. 8 finishes, 5 by sub. Like Connor said, he's teammates with Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley was going to be in his corner. He's a Red Hawk Academy guy. Uh, yeah, really good grappler. Did show in that Contender Series fight he can be beaten.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
Manolo Cecchini, 2.5 year layoff. Last night was a KO loss by Morgan Chire. Before that was on a 2-fight KO streak. I feel like he may win the striking battle on his feet. But I feel like Tommy Guns has the momentum with him after winning that Contender Series fight, and I think he's gonna get a big UFC debut finish to start his career. I'm gonna go Tommy Guns by sub.
I'm gonna
I feel
change my
like
because I was reading the wrong stats when I was picking the method of victory because I forgot that Zucchini 8 of his 9 career knockouts are in round 1. Give me Zucchini by round 1 knockout.
round
Easy,
1 knockout.
quick work.
I could see it. I think that Zucchini may have the ground or the stand up
Yes,
against Tommy McMillan. I'm just
definitely.
worried to see what happens when Zassini gets on the ground because I think Tommy McMillan's going to get him on the ground early.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm excited. I think I'm gonna sprinkle a little money on Zucchini here. I like Zucchini.
The next fight of the night, a bantamweight matchup. Rafael Estevam versus Ethan Ewing. Thoughts here, guys? Mason, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, both these guys are on some hot streaks. Estevam obviously 14-0. Counter. That's funny. Ethan Ewing 9-2. Both these guys are, like I said, very hot. Estevam has a win over Charles Johnson by decision 2 years ago. Ethan Ewing did beat Malcolm Wellmaker when he was Wellmaker's first loss, I'm pretty sure. I think
Yes.
this might be a good fight, and I think it's going to go to decision. And I think Ethan Ewing, the Professor Finesser, is going to give Estevam his first loss.
I like it. Connor,
Yeah, I mean,
thoughts on this one?
yeah, Mason hit the nail on the hammer or the hammer on the nail. I don't know how that phrase goes.
Hammer on the nail.
Nail in the coffin.
Yeah, man, Ethan Ewing, man. I think he captured the hearts of all UFC fans with that debut fight against Malcolm Wellmaker. That was an absolute banger. I think that was fight of the month. No,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
something like that. Fight of the night or fight of the month or something crazy. Or no, it did. Yeah, it didn't win fight of the night, but I think it won fight of the month for the UFC awards. But
Okay.
yeah, really, really boring fighter. In his 3 fights in the UFC, he has 45 minutes of fight time with 29 minutes and 27 seconds of control time total in those 45 minutes. He has 19 takedowns landed with 50 attempted. He's attempted 50 takedowns in 3 fights. That is insanely boring, and he's not fun to watch. And yeah, Dana White Contender Series graduate, round 2 knockout back in September of 2022. All 3 of his wins, by the way, are 29-28, so he's lost around to every single person. and he's missed weight twice at flyweight, bumping up to bantamweight now, which is probably a good decision.
Hmm.
But a grappler like him moving up a weight class, uh, never good. I think he's gonna struggle to take down Ethan, and honestly, I think Ethan knocks him out. I think give me Ethan Ewing, the professor, by knockout here.
Okay. Yeah, Rafael Estevam, 14-0, 3-0 in the UFC. Coming up from flyweight after like Connor said, blowing weight twice.
Yeah,
Has a good ranked win against Charles Johnson, but I mean that was I think at a point in Charles Johnson's career where he didn't have everything all together.
yeah, that was
Uh, Rafael Estevam's a freaking crotch sniffer. If I have to be, I mean,
yeah,
very boring fighter. Has one thing he wants to do, and he just wants to control you on top. Doesn't really look for the finish that much either. He's got 7 finishes on his career. I mean, 4 KOs, but we haven't really seen any of that in the UFC. Uh, Ethan Ewing, though, man, hot prospect, beat Malcolm Wellmaker at UFC 322. Surprised everyone. I think everyone had Malcolm Wellmaker winning that fight going into it.
yeah,
N-
yeah.
9-fight winning streak for Ethan Ewing. Lost his first 2 pro fights and hasn't lost since. And he gets the job done by finish a lot too. 7 finishes, 6 of them being by KO. And I'm gonna go with my fellow blue collar worker, Ethan Ewing, and I like the KO. I feel like Estevan's gonna come in for a shot, and Ewing's gonna drop him while going in for a shot. So give me Ethan Ewing by KO. Even if he doesn't get done by KO, I think he gets the decision win.
I would love. I mean, I know this is probably never gonna happen, but I think a really cool fight would be Estevam versus Raul Rosas. Now that Estevan's up at 135, that could be a little.
Russell. It would just be a wrestling match. We could just put that on the next RAF card if you
Yeah,
really wanted to.
or yeah, that those two guys like identical. So I mean,
Very similar.
let's see what style of fighting wins in that one.
They just take whatever it
All
takes to
right,
get it
and
done.
then we go into our next fight of the night. We have a men's light heavyweight matchup between Abdul Rahman Yakayev and Brenson Ribeiro. Connor, thoughts on this one?
Abdul Rahman Yakayev is a animal. I mean, if you've seen his 2 fights from Dana White Contender Series and the UFC, he's fought for a total of 1 minute and 3 seconds. So I mean, it's easy to go watch his tapes. Yeah, he has 8 career wins, 7 by finish, and his one decision win was a 5-round unanimous decision win, and he took a year and a half layoff after that. And yeah, man, he's exciting to watch, dude. Just burst onto the scene last year in August, and then got the crazy knockdown and submission win in his UFC debut. 6 round 1 finishes, 1 round 2 finish. Yeah, Ribeiro been knocked out 5 times in his career, submitted twice, 2 and 4 in the UFC. Been knocked out 3 times in the UFC. He's Abdul Rahman's like neg 1600, neg 1700. It's gonna be a brutal knockout for Abdul Rahman Yakayev.
Mason?
Yeah, I also have Abdul Rahman Yakayev in this fight. And for Brenton Ribeiro, he tends to get knocked out by ground and pound. I think like 3 of his fights or 2 of his fights or something. And I think that like you said, Rahman Yakayev is an animal. He's not an animal. He's the hunter of the animals. So I think he's gonna get it done, and I think that it's gonna be a finish. I I think it's I think it's gonna be a knockout, flush knockout, no TKO, flush knockout.
Yes.
Abdul Rahman Yakayev may be one of my favorite prospects in the UFC right now. He's definitely my favorite light heavyweight prospect. I think he's going to be on an absolute tear to the top. 8-0 in his career. like Connor said, minute and 3 seconds his last two fights on a contender series and in his UFC debut. 4-fight round one finish streak, and Brenson Ribeiro's on a 2-fight round one losing streak by KO. He's lost to Omar Sy and Azamat Murzakanov his last two fights by round one KO. And I mean, he does have some power. 16 finishes in his 17 wins, Ribeiro does, but does get finished a lot. And Abdul Rahman Yakayev is very good on his feet, striking, and very good on the ground. So he could put you away anywhere. And I think this is an easy round one finish for Yakayev. And don't blink because it's going to be fast.
Yeah, and this 205 is secretly getting real good. I mean, last week, we saw Iwo Baranowski. Last night, we saw Navajo Sterling. And then, next week we get Abdul Rahman Yakayev. A lot of exciting prospects at
I
205.
feel like there's a lot of good prospects and a lot of guys in the rankings that are about to be kicked out of the rankings because of these prospects.
Oh,
Evo's going to be coming into the rankings soon. This Abdul Rahman Yakayev will be in the rankings very, very soon, and
yeah.
he's going to be surging through the rankings. I feel like,
And
and
Navajo.
who else?
Yeah,
I feel like there's one more that we forgot to say. Oh, Navajo Sterling. Navajo Sterling, yeah, he'll be it. But yeah, give
Evo
me
just had a
Akayev by
fight,
round
no?
one finish by whatever he wants. Huh?
Evo just got booked, right?
Supposedly, yes, he just got booked. I think that they're trying to do Evo versus Ian Cutelaba, but we'll see. We'll see what the fight announcement is here soon. But I think that's going to be the fight that they make.
Yeah, that's who Navajo Sterling actually called out last night after his win. So
Everyone wants Ian Cutelaba.
yeah, man, it's exciting. I'm excited, dude. 205 is getting pretty exciting now.
Yeah. All right, and that's going to get into our co-main event, a ranked matchup. Number three Verna John Jaroba versus number 7 Tabitha Ritchie. Connor, what's your thoughts on this one?
Virna let me down, bro. I mean, I had her against Mackenzie Dern. I had a good amount of money on her, and it was even going into that last round. And Mackenzie Dern's ground and pound was just too much for Virna, and Mackenzie Dern fought a great fight, and she deserved to win that fight. Virna is just a terrific grappler. Just nothing else to her game but grappling. There's no secrets. All she's gonna want to do is come forward, take you down. She's fought the best of the best. I mean, fought Mackenzie Dern twice, which is 2 of her losses. She's got a win over Lupi Godinez. She's lost to Amanda Ribas. She's fought everybody, man. And I don't know. Tabitha Ritchie's pretty young in her career. Only 12-3, 7-3 in the UFC. Only 31 years old. Bjorn's 37, so the age gap is pretty significant here. And man, Tabitha Ritchie's got some good wins, some good losses. Split decision loss versus Lupi, who Vierna's beaten. She did just lose pretty recently to Yan Jinan, 30-27, and Vierna 30-27 Yan. And Tabitha Ritchie's shown that she's able to be able to counter some grapplers in the past. But I think the veteran grappling experience of Vierna is going to be too much for Tabitha Ritchie here, and I think Vierna gets it done by decision.
Mason, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I personally really like Virna. I recently did watch back that Mackenzie Dern fight that she had, and I think Virna is obviously we all know she's such an amazing grappler, subspecialist, and I I think this is going to be a boring fight. I think it's going to be a boring Virna win. Um, I mean, if Tabitha can defend the takedowns and stay, don't let Verna get control, then maybe it might be a little bit exciting. Maybe we'll see on the feet a little bit, but I think Verna's going to edge out Tabitha in this fight, and it's going to go to decision.
I like it. Coming off her title loss to Mackenzie Dern, Fiona, I feel like this is a great get back spot for her. before that loss, she was on a 5-fight winning streak. She got 15 finishes in her career, 14 subs. We know what her game is going to be. It's going to be the ground control. Uh, Once she gets Tabitha on the ground, I feel like it's all Vierna's fight. It's going to be tough to get out of Vierna's guard and stuff like that. But Tabitha Ritchie, 12-3. Two of her losses on her career, Vierna has beat already. Coming off a nice KO win her last fight against Amanda Ribas, but I feel like I agree with you guys. I feel like this is all Vierna here. I feel like she's gonna get to her takedown. She's gonna get on top of her, and I mean it's gonna be a boring fight. I feel like it's just gonna be Vierna, Veer controlling Tabitha, but I don't think Tabitha will be able to get. I think Tabitha's good enough to not get finished by Vierna, but I don't think she's gonna be able to stop her ground control game.
Yeah, and Vierna, lost to Amanda Ribas, and Amanda Ribas was actually able to counter the grappling of Vierna really nicely, and Richie just coming off that knockout win versus Ribas, so it's tough, man. It's a close one. Richie's great prospect. This could definitely get her a title shot.
Oh yeah,
If she
yeah. A
wins.
big win here would definitely get her right. Her name's right in the picture for a title shot.
Yeah.
If not next, then I feel if we'll see if Zhang Li is on her way back down. I believe that's the thing, and we'll see her versus Dern for the belt. But yeah, if Richie wins here, then I feel like she's definitely the next in line after those two fight.
Yeah, and the loser of this may fight Fatima Klein. That could be, that could be a real
Yeah.
possibility. That'd be a huge fight.
Uh, let's get into the main event. We have number 10 Renato Moicano taking on Chris Duncan. Mason, thoughts on this one? Mason?
Sorry, I completely lost you guys there.
We're gonna thoughts on this one? The main event?
Main event, right? Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
I am really excited for this fight. I'm a little bummed that Ortega and Moicano didn't happen because I love both of those guys. Brian Ortega is probably one of my favorite fighters. He's definitely up there. And I'm worried for Hanato in this fight because Chris Duncan is a beast. But I don't know. I mean, I could either see this ending very quickly, like I could see this being like a Emmett Vallejos fight, or we could see a potential war. Both these guys great on the ground, good striking too. Both good on the feet. And man, I just don't know. I'm so up in the air. I think I'm gonna go Hanato Moicano in this fight, and give me Hanato Moicano by a round 4 KO.
Ooh.
Mm.
Connor?
I absolutely love that pick, Mason. I couldn't agree more. I mean, yeah, this fight could either just go one of two ways. It could be the Chris Duncan show, and he just goes in there and does what he does best, and submits Hanato Moicano right away, or it could just be an absolute freaking war, like his fight with Rebecca. I mean, I fully expect Moicano to do exactly what he did to BSD. I expect him to be able to counter the grappling of Chris Duncan, and I expect him to be able to piece him up on the feet. Didn't look the best in his fight against Dariush his last time out back in June. He did have a knockdown there in the first round, and then ended up losing the last two rounds. Great lock in from Dariush. And but yeah, Moicano, all of his losses are so good. Ortega, the Korean Zombie, Jose Aldo, Fiziev, Dos Anjos, Islam, Dariush, and his only submission losses are Ortega and Islam. So like, I don't think Chris Duncan poses a threat in the submission game. Chris Duncan, 3 of his 6 wins in the UFC are submissions. The other 3 are decisions, and he hasn't had a 5-round fight in the UFC yet. And I just think that's where, like Mason said, I think Moicano has this advantage here, and I do think Moicano gets a TKO in either rounds 4 or round 5.
Interesting. Both going with a dog for the main event. Renato Moicano coming off a 2-fight losing streak, losing to Benil and Islam. He looked good in the first round of that fight, but I feel like did not look great in the last 2 rounds against Beneil Dariush. He did rock Islam though in that title fight. And before that, he was on a really nice 4-fight winning streak, and he beat the names like BSD, Jalen Turner, and Drew Dober. What a nice winning streak for him there. And all of his losses, like Connor said, they're very good losses. 12 finishes in his career out of the 20 wins, 10 of them being sub. I feel like Chris Duncan can stop his sub game a little bit though. The scary part is he's been finished 5 times in his career, and 3 of them being by KO. Chris Duncan's a very fast starter. I feel like to his fights, 15-2 in his career, 6-1 in the UFC. Uh, Dana White Contender Series guy lost his first fight on the Contender Series by KO to Borshev, but then came back later, won his Contender Series fight by KO versus Charlie Campbell. His only UFC loss so far is Manuel Torres, which is a good loss. I mean, Manuel's is a ranked fighter now, and he's on a nice 4-fight win streak, 3 of them being by sub. Especially that sub last fight against T-Rex. T-Rex was, I mean, you know how he is. Starts fights off really fast. That was a banger start, like very fast first round, and was able to get the sub on Terrence, even though he rocked him too. I feel like this fight's gonna go either two ways. I feel like once it goes deeper in the fight, it starts leaning more for Moicano, but I don't think it's gonna go deep into the fight. I feel like this is gonna only be a 1-round fight, and it's gonna be over. Give me Chris Duncan round 1 KO.
Oh.
I like Chris Duncan to get. I mean, we've seen Moicano get hurt multiple times in fights. And I think Duncan has the power to put him away. I'm gonna take Duncan by KO.
Like that. Chris Duncan also back-to-back Silly Gilly wins in the UFC on Balaji Oki and Jordan Vucenic. So 3 guys on this card who have had multiple Silly Gillies in a row.
So we need a Gilly this weekend.
We need a Silly Gilly this weekend. There has to be at least one, right? You'd think.
Let's go into our Golden Gooses. I'm gonna let you go first, Connor.
I had a Golden Goose picked out before this, but
I think you're gonna change it, aren't you?
I talked myself into somebody. He's a dog, and all I gotta say is, show me the money, Moicano, baby. He's getting it done. He's getting it done. Mason probably has the same pick, and yeah, man, Mason got me hyped. I was reading my notes back over. It looks good. Man, he's just finding his KO power lately. Back-to-back KO wins over Jalen Turner and Benoit St. Denis. Jalen Turner fight that was a little controversial, but
yeah,
still got the win. I mean, he's beating Calvin Kattar, Cub Swanson, Jai Herbert, Drew Dober, Alexander Hernandez. Great prospects that are just in that same area as Chris Duncan. And yeah, give me Moicano, dude. At plus 150, I'm murdering that money line. Murdering it.
Mason, you got Moicano too?
Yep. I had Moicano. I love Moicano, and I really had him in this fight. But I guess I gotta switch it here. And
You don't have to switch it. You can keep him Moicano.
no. I want to switch it now. I'm gonna switch now. I'm feeling bitter. Get that Polish power. Robert Rucella is gonna win, and he's my golden goose.
Yes. I love it, dude. I love it. I was thinking about him too. I like it.
I'm gonna go with Virna for my Golden Goose this week. I feel like she's gonna get the job done after coming off that fight against Dern. I feel like she gets a dominant performance over Tabitha Ritchie and gets a clean 30-27 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Give me Virna as my Golden Goose.
Oh wow! All right.
And I think that's it. We'll be back next week. We'll be reviewing the UFC Fight Night Moicano versus Duncan card, and then getting everyone ready for the much anticipated UFC 327 card in Miami in 2 weeks.
with a potential special guest, so stay tuned.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys
Right.
next week. Peace out.
Peace out, people.